Good evening, folks. Dr. Freedom here with you. Times from Dr. News from in and around the universe that may or may not affect you on some deep emotional level that could only be freaking traumatizing. I'm not kidding, man. I still can't believe they went with the full conversion on Pearl. Wowzers. Or on poor Bill. Oh, my goodness. Well, if you haven't seen World Enough in Time, too bad. You should have seen it by now. Call yourself a Whovian? Okay, Okay, so a lot of weirdness going on around there, a lot of rumors going around. One thing I do want to address is I noticed somebody left in the comment box, they'd like to be on the Omega Files. I said, okay, now right now for this series, oh my God, I think I've already got like 12 or 13 people booked in for the finale as it is. So if you want to join us in the future, this is what you got to do. Down in the description box, my Skype address should be there. Contact me via Skype. And then we'll start a dialogue, and then we'll go from there. Then if I get to know you a little bit better and all that, then we'll start talking about putting you on for next series. Or sometimes since we're on off season, we'll come up with some weird different topics and all that. Maybe I'll bring you on for some of those. We sometimes do movies, series, and stuff like that. We got like the Defenders coming up in August, if I remember right. They've actually moved up the date on that. So we were going to probably do a cast on that once everybody's watched it. You may even want to sit it on that. So just, get a hold of me in the Skype address down in the description box, and boom, boom, boom. We'll start talking from there, and then we'll see about getting you on maybe next season for Doctor Who. It's just, like I said, this series, as you saw, we were jam-packed all the way, right up to almost the end. And I think I've got everybody, and their grandmother coming back for the finale. So that's why I said I'd love to squeeze some people in for the finale, but I've probably got no room for what I'm looking at right here. So it's like full up and a half. And as you saw, it takes 20 minutes just to get through everybody's individuals so we get into discussion time because a lot of people want to be in on the finale. All right. So let's get to the news because there's a shit ton of it. Now, oops, I did a Pearl Mackie there. Apparently she swore on the Graham Norton show, by accident. And it's like, come on. It's only that certain word. It could have been worse. She could have dropped the F-bomb or the cyber bomb. Okay, let's get into it. Let's get onto it. Let's hop on, and away we go. Sorry, there's a bunch of my friends, yapping away right there. You're gonna probably see it popping up every now and then on the screen. I forgot to turn off my Skype. All right, moving on. First up, over on BBC One on the clips page, notice I bring this page up very often because right here, all in one link, which I'll have down below in the description box for you. You got Pearl loses her patience. John Simm returns the Master. Missy, Maximum Risk. That one's pretty funny. Next time, Dr. Falls, next time trailer. All right here for you on the BBC One page and all ready for you to go, take a look at. Like I said, there's none of them very long. I think the longest one is here is 1:47. So, it was Maximum Risk at 1:53, but this one is definitely worth the watch. It's kicking. Sorry, I'm going to have to go a little fast here because I got a lot of stuff backed up over the weekend. Moving on. Okay, over on Den of Geek, Doctor Who Series 10, World Enough in Time, Geeky Spots and Easter Eggs. And that's where they start telling you about different things, tying to what different things, like just, a lot of you folks who've heard about, the genesis of the Cybermen thing of the episode is an allusion to the fourth Doctor story, Genesis of the Daleks, in which he literally traveled back to Skara. That was also the episode that introduced the character Davros as the Daleks' creator. Because originally they had an entirely different creation story for the Daleks, and it was changed with that phenomenal episode. So that's what they're referring to. That's just one of the things they talk about in here and whatnot. I'm going to leave this one for you to read because, like I said, there's a billion of them. Moving on the Telegraph. A World Enough in Time, Series 10, Episode 11. What an episode. That's right. It was Andrew Marvelous. Okay, series penultimate installment. You misspelled installment. Poetically titled World Enough in Time was a dizzying ride which took in a shock shooting and the return of two old foes. And this is a review here. Please take a look at it. Everybody seems to have loved this episode from what I'm reading so far. So, and they give you a little overview of the episode and whatnot in there. All right, moving on. Okay, jumping all the way back to the Eaters of Light. Get ready for this. Eaters of Light official rating. The Eaters of Light had an official combined rating. This is consolidated live plus 7, blah, 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 of 4.73 million viewers. I have heard a billion people running around going, the show don't get as many million viewers like Freedom as it did when David Tennant was on. Guess what? Online television and all that was in its infancy and all that, and just now coming into being when David Tennant was on. And when Matt Smith was on, you'll notice the numbers went as the series went on. That's because more people were starting to figure out, I can watch this on a DVR, I can watch this on my computer, and that's why you're never going to see ratings that high again. But here's the right 4 point. So, I don't know how many times I had to explain that. Very sorry. Not, for you folks who've heard it before, I apologize. But it's for the new folks who are just tuning in. Okay. Episode was 26, most watched program of the week, 11th highest rated program on the BBC. But get ready for this. For the second week running, Doctor Who was the highest rated program on Saturday on the BBC, overtaking Casualty in from the initial overnight figures. So everyone's looking at this. Guess what? It was the most watched program on the BBC on Saturday again. All right. So, and the BBC's highest rated program overall was freaking EastEnders again. Why do people get fascinating and I can't figure out General Hospital. All right. But okay, rolled enough time. I think this is the highest index score so far for this series, and it is an 85. Matter of fact, yeah, the score is the joint highest score achieved by the two main channels on Saturday, with Casualty and The Voice Kids scoring 85, also scoring 85. So, matter of fact, there it is. Yeah, the score of 85 is the highest since the Series 8 episode Dark Water, and the joint highest of the Capaldi era. 85, baby. And that's really freaking good. This episode deserved it and a half. All right, World Enough in Time, initial overnight figures. Here comes the screaming. All right, audience was 3.37 million viewers. And remember, that's initial overnight, which, by the way, was a 22% share of the total audience. And guess what does that mean? Now, the day suffered from very low ratings across the board. Casualty only got about 4 million watching. Mrs. Brown's only got 3.38, and Pitch Battle came in at just below 2. So here we go over on ITV. The highest rated show was the children's version of The Voice with 3.8 million. So guess what? That ain't freaking bad, okay? And remember, as you just saw, when you add in live and consolidated and blah, 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 or live plus sevens and all that, it could easily beat some of these. So once again, Doctor Who is not dying. All right, moving on. World Enough in Time reaction. Reaction to this week's episode of Doctor Who World Enough in Time is overwhelmingly positive, with many reviewers describing it as the best episode for years, if one of the darkest. And then it goes into the different little snidbits right here if you want to read them. Then Doctor Who News Review can also be found here if you're interested in that. So a whole lot of different type of views. All I see here is called it dizzying ride, impressed, macabre, and riveting. You see, this episode knocked it out of the ballpark. As somebody told me earlier this year, where the hell was this Stephen Moffat for the last few years? He was a Moffat basher, and he is now in love with the guy for just this series. He is like, what happened? Has he been replaced by a clone or something? All right, moving on. Australian Overnight's World Enough in Time has debuted in Australia, averaging 447,000 viewers in the 5 major capital cities. The story was the highest rating ABC drama of the day, 9th highest of the day overall. And that doesn't include iView regional or time shifted. Meanwhile, including time shifted viewers, Empress of Mars averaged 465,000 consolidated viewers. With 81,000 extra viewers, it was the 4th highest time shifted program of the day. And 10th highest of the day overall. So once again, our Doctor Who taking number 1 on Australian Broadcasting Corporation. Wham, bam, down under, ma'am. All right. Steve Moffat and Pearl Mackie dropped playful hints about next week's finale. There's lots of endings in next week's episode, says Bill Potts, the star. All right. And they go into the interview here and here and here and here. And okay, in an interview with Graham Norton yesterday, Bill Mackie did her best not to give any clues, but she hinted that she would be keen to continue playing the character under the new showrunner, Chris Chibnall. And yes, she has met Chris Chibnall. Chris Chibnall said he was very impressed with how she's done the character, and especially how well the character has been received. That don't mean jack shit. It doesn't. It doesn't mean crap. Really, how do you come back from cyber conversion? You know, they got to have one hell of a reset switch to pull that off. And I'm really hoping they don't. I love the character of Bill, but I'm getting sick and tired of the Moffat, you know, and here's my companion. Here's the Grim Reaper, like a freaking yo-yo. It's gotten silly. Matter of fact, I think death in the Moffat era should be portrayed by a happy little guy in the Grim Reaper cloak. No, make it like Pennywise the clown with a sickle with like little party balloons hanging off it. Except he's happy Pennywise, the one you don't give a damn about. Okay, so this in here goes into quite a bit of stuff. Like I said, I'm going to leave this for you because, like I said, still a lot more to go. All right. Look, I'm not even anywhere near done, and I'm at the end of the screen just about. Well, I'm just getting there. Pearl Mackie accidentally swears live on the radio as she gears up for a Crazy Doctor Who finale. And, all right, get ready. Here's the naughty word. Now, she appeared on the BBC, Graham Norton's real BBC Two radio show. Or VC Radio 2. Okay. This two-parter is going to be epic. You've got John Simm coming back as the master, and you've got Missy in it. So it's like there's two masters. It's huge. You've got Missy trying to be good. The Doctor is trying her out to be a Doctor Who, and then they land on this ship, which is heading towards a black hole, and then some crazy shit happens. Well, okay. That's the best way I can describe it. Oh, and they did apologize. Oh, but like I said, I would love to see Bill come back for the next series. I don't see it happening. It seems like the BBC are obsessed with cleaning the closet out and getting rid of everybody. All right, or everybody's just plain leaving. But okay, moving on. John Simm, I forgot to clip that out because you got that clip over on the BBC One Thing page. Okay, Steve Moffat pays tribute to Peter Capaldi as the most emotional Doctor. He goes, Peter only has to think of the screen and you know what he's thinking. He only has to move his face, and I know that the particular blend of Scottish torment that he's feeling right now, despite trying to fight his emotions, he has given us the most emotional Doctor. And he goes into more praise of Peter right here. Okay, moving on. Doctor Who executive producer wanted old school master surprise for the Series 10 finale. And this was from Brian Minchin, who won the fan show. Oh, we wanted to be a kind of surprise, like an old school master surprise. We weren't sure how we could manage it. Neil Gordon, prosthetics effects designer for Millennium FX, again came up with a fantastic mask, and John Simm did the voice. We kind of thought we were probably on the right lines when we actually filmed in public for a whole evening with Razor out in the streets, and people were taking pictures of the Cybermen and Bill, and no one recognized John Simm. We think it's a great and fun and very master thing to do. This is why I can't figure out for the freaking life of me, why did they put Simm in almost said a really bad word. Why did they put Simm in the damn opening trailer for the series? I know you're trying to pull people in, but imagine the looks on people's face when he winged that mask off. Nobody knew Simm had been on set at all until the BBC dropped it in the trailer and dropped it in the press. This was one time they had a leak that was so contained that he was hiding in plain sight and everybody didn't know who the hell it was. And what they do? Oh, no, he's going to be in the last episode. Huh? So they killed one of their own surprises, and then they bitch about spoilers. That's what the funny part is. They were the ones throwing the Mondasian Cybermen out left and right, and then they're whining and complaining because we got too many leaks. You're killing your own show, you bastards. I'm not kidding. I wouldn't believe it. Trust me, all the reaction videos I've seen, except for there's a handful out there, I love all these guys who are acting like I figured it out all along. No, you figured it out because the media told you. Oh, sheesh. 10th Planet Cybermen versus Mondasian Cybermen. It's a costume battle. And this gives you just a look to see what the originals were like. Also gives you a little background trivia. Like these bits right here were originally held on, the ear bits, by clear, invisible tape. And unfortunately, when you're working underneath, really powerful studio lighting, the tape doesn't hold up. And it tells you in one particular scene where you see the Cybermen marching, the earpiece is flopping in the wind because the tapes come loose. And also, they did initially want these bulbs to be lit to indicate some kind of searchlight. The first time they hooked up the batteries on them, the bulb exploded. So that kind of ended that idea right there, and that's why they were as they are now. Cybermen, like I said, are very iconic because they've been around just about as long as the Daleks. They have been around since the Hartnell era, except they came in Hartnell's final episode, whereas the Daleks came in the second series. So, boom. All right, moving on. Sneak peek, new art for Doctor Who, The Lost Dimension, revealed his guest appearance from, guess who? Jenny is going to be in The Lost Dimension, as, Jenny, Georgia Moffat, I mean. So here's the covers, really good, cool stuff. Oh, look at this, man. Oh, look at it. Who cares? That's cool. And then, oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah, there we go. See? So if you want to go check these out, boom, boom, they're over on Bleeding Cool. Let's move along. Okay, oops, I clicked. Sorry about that. I accidentally clicked the button when I was going through this. Okay. This is a preview for the Doctor Who collection releases of the artwork for them. This is Doctor 12, complete year 1. It's, call it the Tenet thing, complete year. Sorry. 10th Doctor Facing Fate, Volume 2. Boom, 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 the whole 9 yards. And this, of course, is 11th Doctor, The Sapling, Volume 2. And these are all nice covers for them. So if you want to go check them out, you're into the comics. Here they are, boom, I'm Bleeding Cool. Okay, celebrating Big Finish. A big gang of fans reinvented Doctor Who for a new audience. Somebody was out there saying Big Finish is not always canon. Wrong! Well, you're right. Sometimes they do the Virgin novels and all that. But at the same time, remember, Big Finish was pretty much canonized the second they did Night of the Doctor, that 7-minute segment with Paul McGann. And he comes out and states off all his Big Finish companions. Well, just about all of them. So, boom, you can make the argument now that Big Finish is canon with the main show. If you're into canonicity, I got some bad news for you. As far as I'm concerned, a canon is something you fire at people. Or canon is a camera company. Or canon is something, when you canonize somebody like the Pope does and stuff like that. It's just, I don't bother arguing about continuity anymore because Doctor Who is a time travel show. Okay, let's get to the last article before things explode. Okay, now, these are rumors and all that Bleeding Cool have claimed to have heard. And the thing is, one of them, oh God, please, I hope it's true. And they're going into a bit of what they've heard about what's going on with the Doctor Falls. Now, I'm hearing that this could lead a multiple regeneration episode as well, but I can't confirm any of that. Like I said, I don't have the data in front of me. But, of course, they're saying that Chris Marshall is the next Doctor. I would love to tell you all that's a fact. I would love to because I love Chris. I loved him in Death in Paradise. But I don't know if it's going to happen. I don't have that data. Now, so if I knew who the next Doctor was and they told me not to tell you, I would really have to struggle because I hate holding back information from the public. But, there was a time like a few years ago when people were passing me inside info. I think it was back, before we got to like series 8, 9, because towards the end of series 8, they really clamped down. And series 9, I haven't gotten anything at all, really just hits here and there. But series 10, not a damn thing because they really pulled the Iron Curtain down at the BBC. Well, folks, this video is going way damn longer than I thought it would because I had a billion things. I had to clear the board and get all this stuff out there to you. Don't forget, if you want to be a member of the Omega Files, please contact me via my Skype contact, and we'll sit down. We'll have a chat. We'll see about getting you in maybe for next year for Series 11 because, like I said, the series finale is pretty much booked full as I'm looking at it right now. But like I said, also there's other stuff we're going to do during the downtime, such as movies, other TV series, and all that just to kill the time until we get to Series 11 of Doctor Who. So stay tuned. Okay, well, folks, have a good one. Take care. Sayonara. Did I just zone out? Yeah. All right, good night.